Horror is a genre of literature. It has a capacity to frighten its readers. Sometimes it can include supernatural beings or events, as it cannot. Horror and terror can be different. While horror is dark and mysterious, not only in its environment but its characters themselves, it isn't necessarily scary. On the other hand, terror is more about frightening its readers and being scary. Usually, horror and terror goes hand by hand, and that's why people confuse them. One example, it's the original movie of Dracula. Well, some of you may ask why. And that's because in the book, it talks about the handsome stranger that comes out of nowhere, goes to the ball, no one knows who he is, and no one knows where he comes from. It usually takes place in the nighttime, which represents evil. Then he kidnaps the woman, he drinks her blood, and turns her into the undead, just like him. Now this combines some of the attributes from horror and terror.
Okay, the book I recently finished a while ago was called The Regulators by Richard Bachman. It was like kind of dark, like not too like, oh my god, it's dark, demented, twisted kind of dark, but like somewhat dark. Not too, it wasn't scary at all though. It was just kind of dark and like had some twists and turns that would catch you off guard. The whole thing like this based on this one city in Ohio. Like all of a sudden you see like these vans and stuff like start shooting up these neighborhoods and start killing people. And, like people in the neighborhood want to figure out what the heck's going on and whatnot. But like as they get deeper into the book, as I get deeper into the book, there's this one little kid. His name's Seth. He's like his mind's all twisted. He has this like demon inside his head that controls him and tells him what to do and stuff like that. And like they figure out what the heck's going on in the later book, and like they figure out who's behind all this. But like some of the parts of the book run on for like too long and stuff, for too long. But also like it just gets really really weird. Like at the end, the little kid who has that demon inside his head dies, and his aunt dies with him too. As she gets shot with like a shot, someone kills her and the kid too.
The name of the book is The Complete Works of Edgar Allan Poe, and I guess the reason it's dark but not scary is it's more poetry, so it's not told in like a full story. So the imagery is like maybe not quite as detailed, so it's more subjective. But I thought it was really dark and kind of creepy, but not necessarily scary to where I couldn't go to sleep at night.
Now some of you may have seen horror movies without even realizing it was horror. Now the movie Flowers in the Attic, it is based on the book by V.C. Andrews, which shows a really creepy and weird family, where the mother is married to her uncle. Her oldest son rapes her oldest daughter because he fell in love with her, and she tried to poison her children because they were standing on her way from getting her father's money.
Something's wrong with Fred, Christopher. He won't wake up.
Arsenic poisoning. and the sugar on the cookies. In small quantities, you can't taste it or smell it. It doesn't leave much of a trace, Kathy. If they did an autopsy, they wouldn't have found it, unless they were looking for it.
I think there are many good horror movies, but after every good horror movie, there's thousands that are bad. Like for example, Quarantine or Bride of Chucky, which I really think they're dumb. They're supposed to be dark, but they are necessarily not scary at all.
Okay, so one of my favorite horror genres is like the Twilight Zone, because not only is the acting very powerful, but also has like very creepy stories, and it always has like some sort of twist in the end, and that's always my favorite in horror movies. Like it gives you this this shocking feeling, and all these bizarre things are happening, and it's just this really weird and creepy environment, and that's one of the things that I enjoy from horror films. Not just that, but also like Frankenstein or Dracula or Psycho. I mean, those are very powerful films.
Ha 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 ha.